for your patience. We're ready. We were introduced as Adriana, but we're Aru. This is Adriana Chavez from Mexico, Renato Rosenkrantz from Costa Rica. I'm from Mexico as well. We are Agencia Resiliencia Urbana, and we're only 3 out of a collaborative of other alumni and Harvard students. Oscar Malaspina from Peru, Elena Tudela and Johanna de Vera, also from Mexico, are not here with us, but we're presenting on behalf of them as well. So, as you know, we are living in an era of extreme urbanization. This is the largest wave of urbanization that mankind has ever experienced. So by now, you may have heard the fact that by the year 2050, more than 70% of the world will be living in cities. But guess what? For Latin America, that's already a reality. We know it. We don't need to project this. This is happening now. So how does this affect you, and how does this affect us? Imagine one day you wake up in the morning and you go to the bathroom, want to turn the light and want to turn on the water, and it doesn't come out. You think that that's not likely, but that actually happened in New York in the context of Sandy, and around 1 million people were left without power for around 1 week. So if that happened in the most powerful city in the world, imagine what could happen to cities in Mexico. Last year, as you all know, Mexico was struck by 2 very large hurricanes, Ingrid and Manuel. But we don't even need to go that far. Only think about any day of the rainy season. A flash of flooding could leave you stranded in traffic for hours. And this means that we are all part of the problem. We cannot escape these realities. So some of the most pressing urban issues, such as flooding, water scarcity, sanitation, traffic meltdowns, and pollution, cut across all social and economic strata. So why is this relevant, and what are we doing about it? What are we proposing? We are an interdisciplinary group and collaborative of urban planners, designers, economists, we understand that this accelerated process of urbanization and these events that you have just seen are all intertwined.
So we have found in resilience a way of looking at this in a different way. So what is resilience anyway? Resilience is what enables people to survive, adapt, and thrive in the face of acute shocks to any different system. We understand that in any different urban processes through 3 different lenses. The first one is the city as a sum of systems. As Victor mentioned, it could be water, electric, drainage, traffic, social, ecological. The social is looking at this in a broader scale. This is a means of understanding that what's going on in a city is a reflection of what's going on in a region, and vice versa. And the third is the physical spatialization. In other words, the interpretation of socioeconomic and environmental problems in relationship to their physical and built space. In short, ARU is a collective that speculates around innovative processes, techniques, and technologies that can improve the economic, ecologic, and social resilience of cities in order to make them more robust in the face of any unprecedented event. So how does this started? Well, last year in September, the Rockefeller Center was turning 100 years, and it launched this competition, which was called 100 Resilient Cities. It was an open competition for every city in the world who wanted to create more resilient plans for the cities. So we decided to approach Mexican City's government, and at the end we made a consultancy for developing the written document and to develop this map that you're looking at the screen right now. We're happy to share with you that Mexico City got selected as one of the first 33 cities in the world who will start to create and share resilience strategies globally. So this map illustrates the importance of visualization in the scope of our work. We have the ability to critically map economic, social, and environmental issues, making use of a wide array of technologies. from low-tech tools such as balloon mapping and drone mapping, to more sophisticated technologies such as GIS, which is Geographic Information Systems, to GPS tracks, an app that anyone can have in their smartphone. Our aim is to connect the notions of urban systems and resilience in order to start to unveil systems that were, like right now, are invisible. Sorry. So what is next? In the next couple of months, we're going to collaborate with Laboratorio de Ideas para la Ciudad, Mexico City's government research and experimental arm, under the innovative line of research which is called Provocación número 6, Ciudad Proactiva, Ciudad Resiliente. We will be happy to share with you our results hopefully next year. Finally, we want to make a call for action. We need to understand that Mexico's cities are growing at an unprecedented speed, and the infrastructures and systems that were, like in the past, were like providing all the functions to our cities are no longer supporting our growth. Mexico needs to rethink the resilience plan. We need to develop innovative strategies and resilience systems that respond to the specifics of Mexico. Through our three lenses, which are systemic thinking, the broader scales, and physical specialization, plus the power of visualization, we aim to contribute to the ongoing discussion about resilience in the context of urban growth in order to influence decision-making, financial strategies, and public policies. We're all implying this as we're responsible for the creation of what Mexico will be like in the 21st century. So we're all involved in this. So if anyone is interested, we're happy to start the conversation. Thank you. Very much.
Let's have 2 questions.
I'm from GW. I'm from Mexico City. My name is Raul. When you talk about the program that you're doing with Mexico City, how are you working it? Like at the state level, if you can call it state level, or more into like certain municipalities or delegaciones? Because like according to the map you were saying, it was more like centered to the east of the city, where you have like more issues about flooding and all this. So how are you working it? Because it's like completely different approaches in each of these municipalities.
But are you referring to our collaboration with the laboratory?
Yeah, like what are you doing, or what are like
Yeah.
your main phases? Or
Yes,
like
absolutely.
stages?
This is one of the things that we're going to work with them. And we're going to work in the compilation of a lot of information that's distributed among 60 different municipalities in the federal district in order to get a vision of not only the metropolitan area of the city, but also how that interplays with cities even along the Bajío, Querétaro, and even Guadalajara. It's no longer productive to plan for cities as if they were bounded domains. We need to see at larger territories.
I think what you're saying is that we need to start to create new limits to our cities, because infrastructures and like cut across different regions, different municipalities, and the problem has been that each municipality has been making their own like resilient plan, and they don't collaborate between each other. And for example, water is something that cuts across all municipalities. So that's the change of paradigm, and that's why we say that one of our scopes is to start to look at this in different scales, in broader scales.
I'm sorry, just to finish. At the same time, the laboratory is interested in like contributing with a legacy there. So what the collaboration that we're doing with them is they incorporate us to them. We develop an idea that transcends the federal district and moves to the metropolitan area, and then they cut the umbilical cord, and we continue with our work regardless of administration, like whether it's the federal district or other municipalities.
And to be more specific, Mexico City and Mexico in general confronts different hazards and different challenges for doing this. And the way that we are looking at is that we're not focusing only on one. We are more thinking about the outcomes of those. So that's about the light shortage or water shortage, or those outcomes that come out of any hazard. And then we are also looking into we are trying to get a very specific community that compiles the most of those research, and we're going to start from there because we know that this problem, it's a very long-term project, but we are aiming to start from a more local and smaller scale, but understanding also what's going on into a larger scale.
Last question?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Like, are there examples like, I don't know, a city in Mexico or maybe a city in the world that has been successful or isn't successful of finding resilience with a long, medium term? You know, I don't know. I know that Chinese cities obviously not. I know that Latin American cities not. But there's something like an example or a city that could be leading the way. How to improve this?
Well, actually, the Rockefeller Foundation, all the cities that they have selected, if you look, there are 33 cities, and all of them have been already looking at ways of developing some resilience strategies. So, for example, Bangkok has incredible examples, Colombia has incredible examples, Chile has a lot of history in their earthquakes.
Absolutely. I mean, Chile uses risk actually as a leveraging agent to activate political mechanisms in order to respond to not only risk-related elements, but also the housing deficit, for example, just to give you a very example.
I think also that resilience as a term is a fairly new concept. So I don't think that we can say that any city has been successful in making a resilience plan. This is exactly what the Rockefeller Center wants to create now. But I think that different cities, like Mexico City, for example, has been really active in the preparedness for earthquakes, for example. And this is something that Mexico is sharing to the entire world. So this is something that you learned, and it was successful for you when you're sharing it. And in the same way, different cities have been learning from different things, and this is the idea of the Rockefeller competition, to start to share those successes and start to create a more global understanding of what is resilience. But we believe that Mexico, because of its geography, its landscape, the social, economic problems, has a wide array of different issues, and that Mexico has the capacity to start to exporting these solutions to the entire world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.